keep thinking of...
Hello there. Need any help?
Eagle bearer. You're gutsy to show your face around these parts after...
It's funny because I'm watching it on the TV and it's like a half-second delay.
killing the
So it's
wolf
like-
of Sparta.
Hello.
Finishing one job won't stop me from looking for another. The wolf might be dead, but that is in the past.
I admire your courage, Mystios. It's why I'm here.
What do you have in mind?
Thanks to you, the Spartans are more vulnerable than ever. You've leveled the playing field. With the wolf out of the way, now's our chance to strike.
So you want me to kill all the Spartans?
That would be ideal.
I'll handle this.
The gods are smiling on me then.
Here.
I always say that. The gods are smiling by me. I mean, back in this time, if you were like a, I don't even know what to call it, a time, what are those future tellers or tellers or whatever? If you actually got the shit right, I can see why they would axe you. Because this is like, they were still shitting in, weren't they like shitting in buckets still? Like, there wasn't plumbing yet, right? Finish him. I keep hearing that in my head all the time when I'm playing this game. Maybe else want some? I don't know.
Let's get this over
That was interesting. Now it's time to burn it down. Oh, this is like where you have the little battles right here. Yeah, this is where everybody got taken out. All these dudes carry a freaking shield. Exposed wood. You know the crazy thing, even if we had like pictures from back then, I mean it wasn't developed yet, but it wouldn't be in color, so it'd be amazing to just go back in time and see all this. I don't want to live there. It'd be freaking scary. There's the lone wolf. My colorblind ass would be dead so quick. 'Cause I didn't see that. I'd step on a snake or something. That happens now too. Me and my cousin were both colorblind. We were walking through the horse pasture that my family used to have. He stepped on the snake in front of me, and by the time that I got to where he was, and I was only like 2 steps behind him, I stepped right on the fucking rattlesnake. This was like in the middle of the night. I stepped right on it. And the pasture was, I mean, it's a pasture. It's dark. And we think one of the horses actually stepped on it because it was still alive. But when we stepped on it, it just like started thrashing. But my cousin stepped on the rattle. They used to have copperheads show up on their back porch. I was like, good God, Papa's a lot braver than me. Well, duh, he was in the military. But Like shit like this, going through something like that. Fuck that. Those boars are fucking tough. We have them all over Texas. Now someone as big as like a fucking cow. I'm not even kidding. They do that too. They are fast as I wonder if they have a smith, whatever they're called, up here. And take out all these people. That was some work, boy. Yeah, see the dog. There's gotta be a smith. I was gonna say a smith and mason. Smith master or whatever. Locksmith, whatever. They're usually like right here. I think there is one. First, I'm making shit. Can you imagine having that land like back then? Like, how did they decide? Did you just conquer the place and then open up your shop there? And then whoever wants it, I guess, could buy it from you? Or they just take you out and open up their shop the next day? How was civilization back then? Stuff like that. I mean, and when you live in something like this, do you... Because I haven't really looked into this. Do they let anybody be... Like, anybody have the house or anything like that when they build houses and stuff? Or is it like a family community? Like, you help everybody out? Because we kind of need that now. Like that'd be awesome if everybody, what is it called? Bartered for stuff?
Best stay out of sight.
Like you build a house or something like this, but you work for the people, they can give you food or something like that. They give you, farming equipment, stuff like that. Like, not farming equipment, because technically they didn't have that back then. They probably didn't care too much about that. That's where it was the whole time.
You left a note on the board. What's happened?
A crate of good wine was lost at sea. Pirates sank a merchant ship. I need that wine for tonight's banquet.
You can probably still get it back, if you don't mind getting wet.
Only someone truly brave would wade into those waters now. The pirates are still nearby, and I've heard the rumors of a shark spotted close to the port.
Sounds like I need to sink some pirate ships.
Exactly, my friend. The horizon must be cleared.
I'll handle this.
I'm in your debt.
We're done here.
We're done here. Okay, where is... How is there not one here? Way the blacksmith, way back here. Level 44, Jesus. I'd be dead within a minute. But I do need to, there's one right there, so where is this? Synchronize. hear that? That's my ankle. That's my ankle. It's so freaking loud. It's so crazy.
I should watch my step around here.
Is it up here? No, it's probably up there on one of those. Spider-Man, Spider-Man. God. It's my ankle cracking. Something fucked up with it. Spider-Man could have leaped all the way over. Did Ubisoft do Spider-Man? Who did Spider-Man? The new game. Complete. Oh, it's right here. So is it gonna be? Oh, is it up there? Nope, it's up there. Follow the eagle, idiot. Oh, a man jumped. Guys, a man jumped. God dang it, jump up there. I was listening to that Mike Bumper song earlier. Bow Chicka Wow Wow. My ex-girlfriend used to hate when I would sing that. She's like, you're a guy, you're not supposed to like that song. Bow Chicka Wow Wow, what you gonna say? That was so cool. Yeah, that's better than some boat docks now. Or boat ramps. Wow, chicka wow wow, what you gonna say? This is why I hate that I can't listen to music, because I'd be listening to something besides just gaming. Every time I've gamed since I was like 14, played any video games. Yeah, I was listening to podcasts when I was 14, which makes it 14 years ago. A lot of people just started listening to podcasts and stuff like that in like 2009 maybe, or whenever they got an iPhone. I had, what was it called? The Rocker. And if y'all don't know what that is, it's the first real iPhone. That wasn't an iPhone, but it had MP3s from the iTunes store before there was an iPod. And it was a Motorola phone. And I got that probably, I want to say it was it might have been 2005, or the end of 2005 is when I got it. The funny thing is, all the stuff that was still like big then, like for instance, there was a y'all remember Kazaa? Xanga? I was on Xanga. I bet most people don't even know what it is. And it's not around anymore. Or it was supposed to launch back a couple years ago. And it never... nothing ever happened with it. But it was like a personal journal that everybody... you could have it public or you could have it private. But anybody could come look at it. Kind of creepy when you think about it now, but there's a lot of cool stuff that's not around anymore, and it kind of sucks. Ooh, I'm gonna get that. Go get me that. I'm gonna have to sell some stuff so I can get some more of this stuff though. Bound you go out. Oh, I got that song stuck in my head now. Oh, what was that song? So when I was working at when I was a liaison, we would have people that came over from overseas that could hardly speak English, but would be singing. They'd be singing American songs. And this one Syrian, we could always tell if he was in a good mood at work, because of course they have family that's still over there, and that's gotta take a toll on you. Not hearing from them for days, weeks, sometimes. You still gotta go to work and everything. But, so when he was in a bad mood, he wouldn't sing or anything like that, and he kind of learned that about him, and picked up on it. And one day he was, singing, and we were like, what is he singing? And because it was like broken English. And we walk over there and start talking to him, and you know that that big fat chick is what he said. And he goes, you know that big fat chick that's really famous and she sings so beautiful? And we were like, I have no idea, because I hardly listen to popular music. Now, I listen to old music, old rap. When I say old rap, I mean like when I was growing up. So like the latest I'll listen to is like whose song was Daisy Dukes. I have that, and I listen to that still. Gangster's Paradise I'll listen to still. Let's see. I'm trying to think of everything I still listen to. But I've been going back and listening to Kanye's first couple of albums, because I used to listen to 808 and Heartbreak when I was at the gym all the time. It was like right after a breakup, but I was like 18 or 19, and I'd listen to all that stuff while I was at the gym. And everybody knew it too, like I'd be at the gym just working out. And I always got phone calls from my ex-girlfriend when she knew I was at the gym, because she would have her sister text me, her younger sister text me and see what I was doing, and see if her sister can come over, because we dated so long that it was basically like family. And so she would come over, hang out and everything. Most awkward thing ever was when she came over to hang out, and a girl I was friends with benefits with, who was a close friend for years, they both showed up at the house at the same time, and they both stayed there, and both of them decided just to walk in the house, not knock on the door, because a bunch of my friends would do that. They just walk in, and I didn't know either one of them was coming over, but I would, like, somebody left too. One of my friends left, and I forgot to lock the door, and I was in the shower, and when I got out of the shower, I was walking to go get boxers, and no, I had boxers on. I was going to get shorts and a shirt, and that's when my ex-girlfriend's sister came in the house, and I was like, oh damn, you could have told me that you were coming over. And she was like, I texted you like 2 hours ago. I was like, yeah, and I've had people over since then, so I thought you were coming over then. And if you weren't going to come over then, that you weren't coming over. And then, like, I went to go get dressed, and a friend with benefits came over. I've never seen anybody more pissed off that they were in an awkward situation than her. Because she was coming over to talk to me about giving my ex-girlfriend a second chance. It's like if I didn't know that you were coming over here to do that, but you were just coming over to hang out. I was like, me and your sister haven't been broken up that long. And then she was like, yeah, but you already have another girl over here. And that's when I finally told her. You don't know the whole story about what happened between me and your sister. Because she was accusing me of talking to other people. And hooking up with other people. I was like, no. I was like, you just came over after like 6 people just left. It was like, people just come over. I remember one night so I went to sleep. One night I went to sleep. And mind you, I was 19, but I was living here at home. And like from like 16 to like 20, when living here at home, my mom would go to her boyfriend's house for like 2 months. And she would she'd give me enough money to get groceries and everything like that. And so I was like, you don't understand, people just come over. Is what I was telling her. And she was like, I doubt that. I was like, I showed her a picture of like what happened like the night before, and she was like, oh, you called those people over. I said, no. My best friends, yes. I did call. Actually, I didn't call them to come over. They just showed up on me because my friends could. But they decided to have a party while I was asleep in this room. And I went out into the hallway, and I think this was yeah, this had to have been when me and the girl that I said that was friends with benefits. But I don't think that wasn't going on. She had like a shitty day, and she came over, and we watched movies, and all my friends thought we were hooking up. I was like, nope. And I think that's how they got back to my ex. So the whole story I was trying to get to was, I woke up because they were being too loud. And I wish I had the picture still to this day. I'm glad we didn't take a lot of pictures back then, because a lot of people would be in a lot of trouble. Because it felt like all my friends had a beer in their hand all the time. And I wasn't a drinker. But they knew that a house was parents were there. Oh, awesome. They're just gonna bring beer over. Basically, I was just like chaperoning the whole time, making sure people were acting retarded. And I didn't even retarded. One time I went out on the back patio, and I was like, where is this girl at? And I was like, okay, once I find her, I'm taking her home. Because I wasn't drinking. I never was. And we had a swing, like one of those ones that had the swing and then they had the slide on the side of it. Well, we had that over here, but we had the slide not attached, and it was just sitting up against the fence. And get it. There we go. And it was just sitting up against the fence, and the top of it was like over the fence, and it was on the back fence, which I think y'all have seen if you've watched any of my videos from the past. I know I've privated ones that had personal stuff, not personal stuff, but one of them like said like somewhere very similar, or very close to each other. I think it would be smart to have it out there. But she, because I have a field behind me, it's not kidding. It's 10 acres that's behind me, and it's not public. It's not public land. Like, there's not a park behind me or anything like that. It's private land. And I have like a little small house that's up there too. And the slide was up there. And she was at the very top of the slide, and she almost fell off. And when I said she almost fell off, right behind that is 7.5 or 8.5. At that time, it was a 10-foot drop from the top of the fence, because it was about 3-foot drop off the fence. And when I went out in the backyard, I saw her out there, and she was sitting on top of it. Well, this stupid person, not stupid, she was just trying to have fun. Not against people having fun at all. But she had come to find out, like, maybe 3 days later, she got checked into rehab. And this chick was walking around carrying. In her purse, she had this for like 4 months. She ended up telling us she had this in her purse. She had ecstasy pills. She had like 3 of them. She just carried them in her purse, and finally she was in the wrong spot. The cop asked to search her purse. I do wonder how in the hell she did that stuff all the time. How in the hell did she keep 3 of them for that long in her purse? But her parents, after she got in trouble, they went and checked all through her drawers, and she had enough that she could have been she could have been a drug dealer and been
I can offer you a better
life
life
that she had.
Join me.
And I don't think the parents told the cops that there was that much of it. I think they kept it until, which is a scary thing to do, is keep stuff like that. But they didn't want to flush it down the toilet. They didn't want to throw it in the trash. So they waited until one of those prescription drop-off things happens, where they take it and they basically like light it on fire or something like that. They waited till then. But she was sitting at the very top of the slide, and I had to convince her. Like, she started like trying to stand up on the top of the slide, and I was like, oh my god, this chick is crazy. And so I finally got her down and started to take her home, and she threw my keys down the street. Like, somehow when I was going to put her in the car, like, she wasn't drunk or anything. She was just spaced out because of this, and I was like, you aren't allowed to come back over until something changes. And she was like pissed at me because she would be over here all the time. And I'm glad she went to rehab because she was going to be going down a hard road, very hard road. And I haven't talked to her in a long time, probably like 4 years, but she's doing really good. And but to think like all the stuff that happened back then. Oh, really tough with like as a driver. And it's like I'm not fun or anything like that, but then I start to hang out with them, like, holy crap. It's like, yeah, I just don't like to drink. I get tired when I drink. I think the last time I drank, I got kicked out of a bar, so I got tired. But I didn't eat like the whole day, and I was working on cars, so I'm not eating the whole day. In the middle of summer, when it's 107 out, that's like the heat index. That's not even talking about being in a garage that has no AC, it just has those big ass fans that are twirling hot air around. But yeah, even when I was going to college, learning how to work on cars, and I would always have people over. And it wouldn't be like 2 or 3 people, it'd be 10 to 15 people. But what I was talking about with that party was how I woke up and everything. And I woke up to a guy in a wheelchair coming in my house. It's like, what the hell is going on? Like, I didn't know there was a party going on. And much less somebody that was in a wheelchair. So I'm waking up to that. It's like, what the hell is going on? And there's like, I go to outside, and because I needed fresh air, I was like, I was actually pissed because I felt like my friends were taking advantage of me, and they're like, dude, we just called one person, and that one person must have had a party that he was supposed to go to, or have a party, and when he decided to come over here, he invited everybody else. So I went outside, got some fresh air, and when I got outside, I looked at how many cars were on my street.
They'll be watching for me. I need to be careful.
And I live at the top of the hill, and it's kind of a cul-de-sac. There's one house that's on the end, but it's like not like a normal cul-de-sac, because the house that's right there, where the end of the cul-de-sac would be, that house has been here for like 25 more years than the rest of the subdivision or whatever neighborhood's been here. And so if you think about it, there's 3 houses on each side, and it's just a straight line. 3 houses on each side, and there's a house up there at the top, and it has a little horseshoe, because there's a house up there, and then there's a above garage that they rent out. Like, they don't, that family hasn't used that garage in years, so they just rent it out. Or I think somebody might have bought it because it's huge. And so it's just 3 houses, and then there's like a horseshoe like under us that's another house or another part of the neighborhood. And that's the jet or it's gonna attack me. But I looked down because At that time, most of the people I lived with lived around. They wouldn't park their cars on the street. And this was before a lot of mid-20s and early 30s people would be renting out around me. And there were 50 cars that were parked on the street. And I was like, what the hell? Y'all couldn't all come in one freaking car? Or a couple cars, like 3? There were almost 50. I'm at the top of the hill, so I'm looking down at all of these cars. I'm like, what the fuck? This is insane. And I was like, y'all gotta go home now. I was like, if y'all don't go home now, because this was right after, like, it was just me and like 4 of my friends were here. My next door neighbor called the cops on us because somebody parked in front of their house, which perfectly okay. It's not like they were blocking their driveway or anything like that. But they were too loud getting out of the car. I was like, okay. We just got the cops called on us for that. This is the only time I've had the cops called on me. This whole time. I was like, what the hell? I was like, they were parking there because there's somebody parked in front of my house that's at their house. So they parked in front of that, in their house. So that they weren't blocking any driveways. And that's when they called the cops. I was like, that's pretty ridiculous. And it was an older, it was a grandma and grandpa that lived next door to me. And I was friends with their grandson. I played baseball with their grandson. So I was like shocked that they would call the cops on me. Because I would go over there when he was over there. And they've known me since I was like 4 years old. But, so they did that, and I was like, they're like, are y'all having a party? And they're like, yeah, we're having a party. We just went to go get ice cream cones. Or snow cones. We just went to go get snow cones. And they heard us laughing when we got out of the car. I was like, that's it. Big disturbance. We were laughing when we got out of the car. We were laughing too loud. Disturbing the peace. And this wasn't at, this wasn't like at 10 o'clock or anything. The snow cone store was still open for us to go get the snow cone. But, like, I talked to their grandson. I was like, dude, I was like, if they're gonna call the cops, at least tell them to tell me before they call. Because I send people home when they're annoying me. I was like, if they're parked in front of the house or something like that, just have them tell me. Because I don't go out there and go check everything. Like, I don't go, hey guys, let me go check outside. No, people just will come out. And the crazy thing is, if you tell somebody that they can get told, you can't kick them out of the house. Like, if you told them it's okay to come out, you can't really do that. Unless something happens. But parking their car somewhere is really not a big deal. Parking their car in a legal spot is really not. It's crazy when you live around older people when you're 18, 19. You're like, what in the hell is the problem with these people? But then you grow up and you think about it. My friend's grandma, she was like half blind. Like, she might have been fully blind then. Okay, so she's legally blind, but she drives a car. It was so crazy because we used to have the RV parked in front of the house. before we take it out, before we went on the trip. We go get it out of from my grandparents' house because they had a lot of land, and we just park it there. And for 2 days before we went on a trip, we'd have it here so we could put stuff in it, everything like that. And they complain so much that the city I live in, they made a law that you cannot have, if you have a car or a boat, you cannot have a car or boat in your driveway anymore. Or not, you can't have anything that's not a daily driver in your driveway. It's so ridiculous, isn't it? And it's gotta be 10 feet, yeah, 10 feet from the end of the driveway. That's how far away it's gotta be. And it's all because of them. And I was like, finally when like somebody came and told us about it, I was like, you know, you're talking about somebody that can't. They were complaining about backing up, and we're at the end of a freaking cul-de-sac. Not many people come down the street, and she's acting like it's she was acting like it was like she was backing up off a highway, which, like I told him, it was a person that was legally blind driving a car. What's the worst thing? What's worse? Having your RV or a boat in your driveway for a couple days, or somebody that's driving that legally shouldn't be driving. Yeah, the crazy thing was that we're still alive, and this was 10 years ago. And she lost her eyesight because she didn't take care of herself. And she was the person I used to go to church with, and that's why I started going to church. Like, she was the most judgmental person I've ever met in my life. And they were, like, since they lived next door to me, they'd be all pissed if I didn't go to church. I was like, man, I'm trying to avoid y'all. And they're like, the funny thing is, this might be like throwing a whole bunch of people into this group for something that's, I just know one person like this. But, so one of the, see how I can put this. One of the people that I used to work with was like an office manager, and my family owns a company, and I was working there, and she like talked the most gossip about people, and rudely. Like, if anything was going on at work, and she would blame it on other people. When she would, I'm not kidding you, she was on salary, and she took advantage of it. So she's on salary, and she's a office manager, making great money. I was making $8.25 an hour. This isn't like a long time ago. This is 3 years ago. 4 years ago. 5. I was making $8.25 an hour. Well, I took over for the job that her grandson was doing. Same exact job. She accidentally gave me his check, and I opened it, And this is why I changed jobs, because I saw how much he was making versus how much I was making. And everybody thought that he was working. And he wasn't. He was going into work. And because he was basically, what we did was we did the mail. And then we would go run errands, go get office supplies and stuff like that. And he wasn't at work. He was going to school. But he'd come in at 8 o'clock, come in, and he'd open up the doors and everything like that at 8 o'clock, clock in, then go to school. Come back about 12 o'clock, and do the mail, put the mail, go take the mail, go home, do whatever. Like one time I remember when we were working together, and he was working up there with me, training me, he went home to get on Chive, when Chive was real big. And it was one of the days like he was trying to buy a t-shirt, because you could only buy a t-shirt at a certain time. So he went home on the clock and sat there for like 4.5 hours trying to buy this t-shirt. And when I finally saw it, when I saw his check, I was like so pissed. It was $18 an hour. It was a crazy time working out there in the scene. Like, me being family actually hurt me, because the type of job I was doing, and there was more than just me working up with family. Only a certain amount of family can take in the income of the company. So that's what, like, if I would have changed my name, I would have made as much as he was. But since I was family, and so the rest of my family could keep their salary, I wanted to be the one that wasn't making the money. Because when I got hired on, that put it over a certain amount that we could make in the family that was working there. So nepotism didn't help me. Actually screwed me. And I did like the file room, phone calls, all that stuff. Did the mail, did the go get everything. There was a basement that we kept all the storage in. And remember, this is an office building that is 7 stories tall. And everybody that has an office up there, all of their stuff is the extra stuff is all in the basement.
Stop!
For 6 stories of offices. And there's probably like And when I say offices, there's like little offices too. That's like just one room that has a door that's off the main part of when you get off the elevator. And stuff like that. But it was nuts. There was a granite kitchen counter in there. Had to move that, and it was all like it was cut and everything. Had to move that, and I had to move. So there were like almost 400 old Dell computers, towers that were down there. Had to move those. Had to take those to one of like the city's recycle day and stuff like that. Had to do that. That was only open for like 2 hours, so what I did was I put all of that into one car the morning before, and then I had access to another car, another truck, and I put it all in that truck, and I came home with the truck. So I could go there, and I would just have to pick up the car instead of having to put everything in it and then go up there. But it was crazy. So loud. Crazy working at a job like that, where you can't really do nothing about your situation. And that's when I was like, fine, F it. After I saw that check, I was like, I'm out of here. I was like, this is ridiculous. The least that they could do is just offer me like, because that like, he was making enough money that he had his own apartment or anything. Not having to live with roommates or anything like that. But they could have offered me like some like grandpa or something. For the other to pay for apartment or something. Or help on the apartment since you're gonna essentially screw. And I'm doing like 4 other jobs, and there was no way I could move up. Like, how do you move up when you can't make any more money? Like you're actually can't make any more money. It was so crazy. But it is what it is. Isn't that what that idiot says? Plan. I mean, I do think he's an idiot.
Meet a man named Varnavas at my ship. He'll be expecting you.
Varnavas. I do think that like half of the stuff that's going on online with that special person that gets everybody to come do interviews with him. Man, you know what you should do? Since you just really want to get the word out about this, would you be getting the word out on this if you created their own channel? One special channel that they can all come and say this, but it's not monetized, or maybe it is monetized and you make like a documentary or something, and all that channel is the trailer and the documentary. Would you do that? Then they can talk about all this stuff. And you can have them getting paid right there. You don't even have to show your face, Nathan. Whoever this is. And maybe go on location for some of this stuff. I'd be going on location if I had the ability to do it more than what I'm doing right now. I'm really not much right now. Really not even a good idea driving because even like the smallest wreck could mess with that artery. But I don't know why Nathan hasn't done that, like, do all these interviews and everything on... Does he even know how to just hit record and not live? Like, he could record all this stuff and just have it in one place and then be smart about it.
I never thought I'd be free.
Huh? You there?
And then he can edit it so it's not going to get monetized instead of just rushing to put everything out, man. I mean, seriously, that's why you're getting monetized. Don't rush all this stuff out. You always complain about it, but yeah, I remember you used to do edits. You used to complain that you couldn't go live on your channel too. You can go live now. That's one thing that confuses me. You complain about everything, but you don't like take precautions at all. Besides a couple precautions, you tell people that, well, I did have to lie. We were on YouTube, so I did have to lie. It's not like that, that one video when you admit that you used to do drugs, and it wasn't that long ago. That was on Twitch. That Hoax Wars got a clip of it. And I retweeted it. Like, it's okay that you used to do drugs, but I don't like,
I should try to stay out of sight.
I don't like somebody that's trying to expose people. You get mad anytime anybody, like, shows, like, any past with any of these people. Let's see. I'm trying to think. So it's not okay to tell people the truth about these people, but it's okay to out the people that supposedly hurt them. That doesn't make any sense, man. Oh yeah, I already did this one. Keeps vibrating like no other. Kill... It's like Bandit or Bandito. Some here in Texas, Bandito. Oh my gosh, I just thought of something. Can you imagine if, like, he pissed off the wrong biker gang? Oh my god. Yeah, California's pretty bad for biker gangs too. Like, he's messing with something that's very scary to mess with. I know that. But...
Get to them!
But there's worse people. You gotta watch out who the hell you're talking about. because there's a lot of people out there that they just don't give a fuck.
Don't worry, this will
Oh yeah, and by the way, people that know the story about y'all know the biker gang stuff that happened in Waco a couple years ago. Don't believe the hype. There's a lot of weird stuff that was involved in that. Lots of weird stuff. Well, I'm dead. Oh, that's not a far drop. And there's a lot of documentaries that are actually about that on here, on YouTube. Nah, quite missed it. The crazy thing is I know people that
Never saw what hit him.
went there, like before and after Twin Peaks. I don't live nearby that, but I've driven by it a couple times. And that was a lot of stuff that was, remember that was around the time that we heard about the Fast and Furious stuff. It was right around that time. Just saying. If I don't know what Fast and the Furious is, and not the movie, look into that, and feel like Eddie Bravo, look into that. But there's a lot of stuff that went into that. And you gotta remember everybody saying this Russian stuff. There were Russians coming in at our southern borders. And people, that's like not in the news or anything like that. Which is crazy that that wasn't in the news. Waco is this place that a lot of people come to. I forgot how do you want to say it? Not far from Waco, there's a. Why was it just vibrating? Oh, crap. Are those jaguars or dogs? Oh, blinds. Hush, kitty. Oh god, that one scared me. Not another one isn't. But there's a lot of stuff that people don't know about that. And pretty close to where that happened is actually there's a Czech. It's very like strong Czechy. I forgot how do you say it. Czechoslovakian or whatever. Culture down there. Or up there, whatever. Down there, up there, whatever. I always get confused with Waco and like Denton, Sherman, and stuff like that. Oh, it's looks like an airport. But there's a lot of crazy stuff that happened with that. There's a lot of people that are still in jail right now. And I think it was classified as a hate crime. I think that's what it got classified as, but it wasn't. There's just two gangs that didn't like each other, and informants that were in it. Actually, there was not only informants that were in it, there was undercover in it as well. And that's what everybody is saying and has said since it happened, when they're publicly able to speak about it. Some of the ones that have come out have been released. Have said that. But they also said that it was the first shot that went off was from the undercover person. But that's not on any documentary that's on YouTube or anything like that. That is something that people don't know. That's something that is rumored by more than people that were just there. It's not me telling you that it's true, but that's what a lot of people say that happened. And that's what caused it. Because one person let a shot off and it freaked out everybody. And supposedly at one time they didn't even know the other biker club was there until that went off. Like a couple people knew, like they saw each other outside, but most of them didn't even know. Which is crazy to think about, somebody just letting something off and starting something. And then next thing you know, you think you're just trying to protect yourself. And you're in jail for life. The crazy thing is, if it would have happened, like, the location is what screwed them. Like, if it wasn't at a restaurant, that's the real reason that a lot of them are still...
I should be extra careful in this area.
Still in jail now. It's because it was in a public place.
No!
But those type of places are... I've never been to that Twin Peaks. I've been to another Twin Peaks. It's basically like a weird... What's on the place called? It's basically like a bar. Like, I like Buffalo Wild Wings better. I'm sorry, chicks and that kind of stuff kind of annoy me sometimes. Because they don't, the times that I've been to those places, they were kind of nice, but even if you're like trying to get they know that they know that if they weren't there, that you wouldn't be coming in there for their food or the drinks or anything like that. The only reason you come in there is for them, which is a really weird thing, especially if you like own the business or something.
Odds must have been on my side.
Oh, crap. I wonder if I do put this out, if I will get to that point, if I just put it in that, just playing video games. I wonder if anybody will actually get to that point in the video. Because I know a lot of people don't watch my video all the way through. Because I guess I bore the crap out of. But I might end this recording so I can go get something to eat. I think I have pizza in there. What a glorious beard. Yeah, I'm starving. And I think I want to play some NBA because it's running around crap action. 3 seconds of a 20-minute run. It's kind of annoying the crap out of me, and it's hard to find stuff that's at your level. Like, you're not going to get killed right away. My squeaky ass chair. And let me know if y'all like this setup better, or do y'all want me to go away with the little webcam filter. I think the webcam filter is kind of cool, and it's not using much of my screen, and neither is, that's where the chat window will be, like your chat will come up right there. But I wanted to see how this was working and everything for
This area will be well defended.
this area. That's kind of curious. And tomorrow I will be playing. I'll say tomorrow, just in a couple hours basically. I will be playing the Red Dead. I'm actually going to set up that live stream. So anybody that wants to see me play that, have it on in a live event, and all you have to do is hit that you want to receive a message or a reminder when I go live, because I have it on here that it's supposed to be ready tomorrow at 11 p.m. Central. But sometimes that runs over and something, because I already have it downloaded. It's 50 gigabytes. And I already have it downloaded, so as soon as it like processes the money, which it's on I have it on a Microsoft card. It'll go right through. like a Microsoft gift card. Because I hate when those I'm starting to do that with like any of the stuff like bills like this or anything on my iTunes. I'm starting to put it out on, like, you can get an iTunes card and stuff like that, and it just comes right out of that, and you just have to get those cards or whatever for how much you're going to be spending that
There'll be
month,
trouble
or,
if I'm spotted here.
you put those games and everything on your pre-orders onto those cards, and won't have any problem with it. Like, I'm having problems with my freaking bank. Like, I keep having, like, fees when I shouldn't be having fees. Like, they did something really shady the other day, too. And, like, they took a big chunk of, so I have to keep the change for my bank account. And it's supposed to be like it rounds up and something like that. It rounded up from $53 to $100. So I put $47 in my keep the change thing. And I didn't have that money in my account. I had more than that in my keep the change. That turns into my savings. I had way more than that in my savings. So I didn't get what the hell it did. From $53 is what I paid. And it went up to $47 freaking dollars. But it took out. And then they gave me a fee because I didn't have that money in my account. Well, yeah, I knew I didn't have that money in my account, but you're not supposed to take $47 out of my account. It pissed me off. Bank of America. F you. CK.
Careful. Don't want to be caught here.
Look at how loud that is. That is insane. Yes, it is. That's what he said. I said $4. You know, it's crazy. I didn't know that you could do that, R1 and R... It's not called R1 and R2. Is it RT and R whatever? RB? What is it called? I wonder where the rest of the treasure is. Up top. Blue-ass house with the blue little window. Oh crap. Look on back. Everything is good for me. What's up with everybody around? Got somebody to listen to. Y'all remember that song? Oh, I thought that was the ocean. The ocean is much more prettier on my TV than on the what y'all are seeing. Which kind of sucks. Yep, my stomach is like hurting because I'm so hungry. I'm gonna go get something to eat.